Into last offset. To file. Dipped input token. String view. Why did I not see this? What? Get spelling is removed here, and it is removed here, and this is not changed, so it was just removed, not added. Maybe I have a new file. Git status. Oh, I do have a new file, input token. Not really. No, absolutely not. I think it should have ended up here. I meant to get spelling. I guess it's just gone. It's not printed anymore. Here's the white space recovery. Okay. Chunk. Payloads. Input sequence. Unfinished. But I want to commit. I have to examine all new files. Print source location. This one just moved. Okay, this looks good. Can add that one. What? Oh, that. Yeah, well, it's a bit vague, but Operations find or find last, find not find first not of characters. Find the first occurrence of V in this view, starting at pos position pos. That's not what I want. This is a substring. Finds the first character not equal to any of the characters in the given character sequence. That's more like it. What was it? Find first not of. That one exists as well. Construct the view of null terminate characters. Backslash new line is also white space. Oh, but it's two characters. Yeah, now I want to deal with those separately. It's white space one word. I think it is actually. This something should be always PPToken, I guess. Dump. So yes, this contains include, and we have been oblivious of it. It also contains define, declare, and backslash new line, and the definition of the whole thing. But let's begin with the first thing, to include. Now I do detect defined macro. Which we have here as an override function called macro defined. So that was derived from PP callbacks, which I'm gonna guess it's something with capital include. Yes. Include talk has include. Nope. Inclusion directive. That looks more like it. Let's see a big comment here. Callback invoked when an inclusion directive of any kind, include, import, etc. We don't have import, so that's going to be include. Has been processed regardless of whether the inclusion will actually result in an inclusion. Okay, so that's the one. Let's intercept it. It's a big one. Turn on the light so I can see my keyboard. Base class, virtual function, virtual member function, declaration, go back to the derived class, paste it in. I want to put them in the same order, but I have no idea where the other one is. Let's start with putting this thing here. What is with this alignment here? Ridiculous. clang token? What the hell is that? And now we need to be able to actually print all that. That's going to be no fun. Especially that source locations we cannot print. Dit is een .h file. Let's move it to a .cxx file. No, I need a source. I need a source manager. Do I have that? It just has a silly name. Stupid LLM. Oh, do we? It gets a source manager from the preprocessor, but that's about it, isn't it? It doesn't need a preprocessor at all. Why the hell would I need a preprocessor? Let's begin with just deleting that then. def range. What is that? The source range. Get begin, definitely source location. Yeah, so no. I want to be able to print. This is so annoying. Am I going to have to add that to like everything? Every clause? No way. Let's see, the print source location does have a source manager. I don't want to do the double. Well, it's the only debugging code, but still. Yeah, it's very annoying. This is not working. Okay. I have a better plan. Print source location, range end. So this for now like this. No. And I mean, we might not need a source manager for this. Yeah, we do. Stupid thing uses a source range. Probably not using it. No, not really. Wait a minute, it's a source manager. I need a source manager. nonsense. Well, yeah. Namespace. Is it not already included? We do need to include, of course, the header that belongs to this file, which most definitely includes debug.h already. I suppose. It doesn't. Seriously. Yeah. Oh well, what shall I say about it? Yeah, and you need to be able to spread the string ref. So totally don't want to use a toString. Maybe you can already print those two streams, so though I doubt it. Actually, I think it's just you can only print it to an raw stream, clang or raw stream or something like that. String ref. It is a count const pointer with length. Could use data size. Does convert to an O stream. String stream, I mean. So that means we can already print it. Not sure, maybe I have to cast it first. Oh god, you guys just rewrote the whole string library. Contains and stuff. Anyway, let's print the double quote. And let's escape it. Now, maybe we get close now. Let's try to compile it. Use undeclared identifier, print source location. Yeah. Yeah, I want to move this to a base class anyway. But, let me think. Shall I do that now or shall I do it later? Like in a second, as soon as it compiles. Let me first make it compile, I suppose. So this is what? Print source location. Yeah, that's just the debug OStream stuff. is definitely still something we can't print here. Range? No, that's a warning. A token. Yeah, you can't print a token. A token, that is not very easy to print, is it? This guy is funny. Well, I think it is. The question was, what do you want your last words to be? And then I typed, I commented on someone. Damn it, man. Oh, there it is. That's nobody can find this back. Ridiculous. Dead in the water. Yeah, well, I think someone said I don't want to say anything. I want to die in my sleep. So, and then I said, you still have last words. For example, good night. So he just replied, well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, you saw it. I had it on the screen for a second. I thought it was funny. But then, of course, Chrome didn't want to run anymore because, I don't know. And the whole joke was wasted. What am I doing here? Warning reference. Let me just click on it and see what it looks like. Yeah, that was indeed not what I wanted. So not here. Wait, what? Stop. Return. Source range. Yeah, I remember. Source range. Anyway, this must be a const reference. The source range takes a const reference. Good warning. Good compiler. Still can't print a talk though, but a token, a clang token. This is so not namespace source manager here. Also, I have to remove all of this. What am I doing? Absolute horror. Well, let's just do one of them. In namespace clang. It's going to be here then. Token. Let's make it a console reference. How does one print a token? No print. Talk something. Something is probably the kind. Yeah, I want to print a thing. That's a source location. So we need a print token to get the source manager. Is token kind, yeah. Token kind. I don't see a token kind. Here's a token kind. I'll define above it. I'm gonna go with just the top. I don't think we have this, all of this in C++. Add, never heard of that. Command with an ID use, no, don't have that. Unknown, we don't have unknown commands. No, seriously. So that only leaves 3. Yeah, and the while is not super interesting. So you have a new line as a token or text. Okay, text I'm just going to print as text. A new line, maybe we make a remark that, hey, this is a new line. How about that? So to print this thing, I need to get the token kind from my token, and we need, I think, the source manager. Let's make a print token. Blech. Nobody likes that. This ain't gonna work then. Just delete it. Delete. If you get enough of this, then I'll just make it a template, I guess. Or split stuff up in the base class. Apparently this is how I'm printing it now, or no, this is some place back. I do print it like this here though. Let's just print the whole bloody thing. Macro name talk. Print token. Macro name talk. Yeah, my formatter is so going to fix it as well. Just make it east const. Or you can maybe configure it. Right, I've got what I was doing. Yep, I have no idea, it's just gone. Let's try to compile it. And SourceLocation does not name a non-static data member or yeah, doesn't exist. It is what? Invalid. You cannot print string refs. I thought I added that. That's when CMake G-tags at me. My fingers knew it better. They were already printing the correct thing. To printing. Printing a clang string ref to an O stream. Yeah, it's just not there. It ain't there. Oh yeah, I was working on making this work. Token, printing a token. Now we suddenly switched to printing a string ref, although something is nagging me that I thought I already did that. Yeah, here it is. Damn it, man, it's just here. In the wrong namespace. No, it's not in the wrong namespace. It is in clang. Clang string ref. Why is that not found then? Because debug ostream operator is not included, or what? Don't tell me. No way. Yeah, it is included. Okay, no, I don't get it. Invalid operands to binary expression, ostream and clang string ref. Blah 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 blah. No, where are my candidates? Candidates. Timeval. Shouldn't even get to this namespace. String ref is in clang, so the first thing it should look at is all the operator, whatever the name is, in namespace clang. ADL, argument depending lookup. And then it should find something and then therefore not even look in the parent namespaces. So for some reason this is looking in, oh maybe, no, I mean come on. This is global namespace, isn't it? So if it is looking global namespace, then something went wrong. Namespace debug end, yeah, so that is an end. So we are in debug start is just global namespace. Why is it looking in global namespace? Why? String left. We are in global namespace. I have to admit that. So it should look there. LLVM string. This is CWDS debug. Stream operators. Next, you're going to tell me that no, it's impossible. No, just not considering the operator less and less than in my debug stream operators .h thingy. I'm so confused. Of course, it includes that. If def cw debug, and that should be the case. Yeah, that's too desperate. Come on. What is happening, man? Okay, then if you don't know anymore, then you just go into panic mode. Panic mode on. Oh no. Let's, well, panic mode, brute force mode. I'm gonna run this directly. We probably have to run this in the build directory. The $build dir, and then run this thing, and then we get indeed our error. At this line, so I can reproduce it now. And then we compile only one file, and well, the file with that error. And this also gives a horrible error. I don't want to see that. It's too much. So I want to know if the file is included at all. Yeah, we still get error. ls dot vi dot. So this is the one that should be used. Yes. So do we even get here? Error. We get here. Run the commands. Error we get here. We get here even before we get to this point. So yeah, totally should know it. Well, not after we got the error, of course. But I should have made it a warning. No, I don't know. Anyway, we do get here. And still it is not considering it. Why? There's a very tiny small chance that maybe it will pick it up if I make it a construct. I have no clue. I'm just starting to guess here. Almost glad that it doesn't. Well, of course, we need to begin with that. It says candidate, but like I said, it's looking in global namespace for this operator. This is so weird. I don't understand this. Why would it do that? Maybe it's picking up a different string I have here. Let's make it very explicit. At least we know for sure that it is the correct type. Still nothing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does look in global namespace first, because that is the current namespace, and only after that uses ADL. That would make it very hard to print anything that that is not in global namespace, while you are in global namespace. Seriously? I mean, it doesn't find anything. So now I have to start to write a test case, like so I'm having a namespace, clang, which defines a struct token. And we have defined an actually going to include IO stream here. You have defined IO stream reference sum operator. Some global type. No, that works. So this is why I'm confused. This works and should work. We are in global namespace, but we're trying to call some operator to this point here, binary operator with an O stream on this side and a clang token on that side. Therefore, it should look for operator less than in namespace std. It doesn't find that. And then it looks in namespace clang, because the other argument comes from namespace clang. And therefore it finds this one. Hey, you're back, Mr. 22. Global. Is in global namespace. Well, that didn't help then, right? I mean, why does it not work? Why? The header is included. Everything is in place. I have absolutely no idea why it's not working. 0. I'm about to go to bed. See what you did? I'm yawning as well. Okay. So we do get here. We do get here. Let's delete this motherfucker. It's 11 o'clock here, PM. 11 PM. That's Central Europe time. Summertime. Oh, it was not a token. It was a string ref, but it doesn't matter, of course. You know, I just made some mock-up types anyway in my previous test. Okay, so the thing is defined here, and then immediately below it, in the same namespace, I'm trying to use it. Don't tell me that will go wrong. Apparently that worked. "5 a.m. Gee. So where are you? Australia? Okay, next. I can't go to bed until I found this. So I put my test function in global namespace, and the only difference here is that I skipped this brace here, so now it's in global namespace. Is that going to be the difference? Yep. No, it doesn't work anymore. Cool. May I ask what country you're from? That's probably why I couldn't or can't read your YouTube name. You have, I guess, and that is just characters from your language. I don't think. I mean, it's maybe you are Chinese even. I don't know, or something else. But that's the only thing I could come up with. If that would be Chinese characters, yeah, I don't have that font installed even. I can't display that. Well, this is an interesting development anyway. It ain't working. Why not? Oh, I finally wake up and understand why. I think, yeah. Yeah, I think, well, maybe, yeah, I know. Yeah, that's it. You see, I'm so on my way back. I used to be a good C++ programmer, but now I run into a bug like this and I just don't see it. Well, eventually turns out that I do know why this is happening. I'm getting so old. It's not funny anymore. So the problem is that an O stream is defined for this type in global namespace, but not for O stream, for some other type. Probably, I don't know, LLVM raw O stream custom type. It doesn't matter that it is not matching. The only thing that matters is that, well, maybe I don't know. Now I'm not so sure anymore, actually. But I think that is the problem, yeah. But at least it would have, it should name it as candidate then. But I'm not sure actually, but I think that the problem is that Clang or LLVM did throw their operator into global namespace instead of in the Clang namespace, or it should have been. Someone is spamming me on Reddit. You've been added as an approved user to censored. That's an extremely lame way, I think, to spam people with some kind of new subreddit. So now the problem is, let's try to find this thing. Where do they define this thing for string refs? I think it must be a string ref. It's the member function. Oh, it's a member function raw stream. Okay, that's something else. It's not even a free function. Unless raw OStream is derived from OStream. Nope, not derived from OStream. LLVM namespace. Yeah. Okay, so that was wrong then. I mean, I can't find it. There's another one on diagnostics printer. It's more. Commented out. This one does exist. This looks like a really weird header. But maybe it is included, is it? It's not in global namespace. Thread safety, no. Okay, apparently I was wrong. Or my memory still doesn't work. The thing is that as soon as it finds anything that kind of, I don't know, I've got that in global namespace, and it is not looking anywhere else anymore. Something like that. It's super. The whole operator less and less than problem. Let's call it like that. Maybe it does not have to be a string ref. Would this also happen? No, this is nonsense. I just have to go to bed. Maybe in my sleep I will think of the solution. Can do a. Yeah, edit, useless. No, I want to do it. Single link here. Well, dat is first looking global namespace if we believe this LLM. No answer. Oh, really? That could be the reason. If the clang is actually LLVM, that should look in everything. Okay, I defined it in clang, so maybe we should define it in LLVM instead. Given your test, the most plausible explanation lies in a subtle interaction within the ADL process itself, or how ADL results combine with the other lookup results, potentially related to using declarations, directives. Conflict ambiguity within the ADL namespace. This is the strongest candidate if within namespace clang or LLVM, since clang string ref might be a type def. There is something that conflicts with finding your specific operator less than during the ADL search of that namespace. It could prevent your operator from being added cleanly to the candidate set. The most common culprit is a using declaration or directive. Imagine the header defining your clang operator also contains using standard operator, or even using standard namespace. Yeah, using namespace standard, I mean. Inside namespace clang. When ADL searches namespace clang, it finds both clang operator and potentially makes all these standard operator functions visible as if they were in clang. If this creates an ambiguity during the ADL lookup phase itself for the name operator within that specific namespace. I'm not getting it. I get the feeling that it has no clue. Let's put it that way. We have to read it anyway. It can sometimes prevent intended function from being successfully found by ADL and added to the overall candidate set. This compiler might see the namespace. The name operator is present due to the using directive. Stop considering other specific overloads within that namespace search. Or it might flag an internal ambiguity that prevents promotion to the main candidate list. Yeah, no. So it has no clue. Damn it. Well, neither do I. Right. It is in LLVM. Okay, let's just gamble that in and put this in LLVM. I have a good feeling about this. Because the long list of cannot find it has gone. No matching constructor for initialization of macro callback recorder. Candidate constructor not viable. No known conversion from clang preprocessor to clang source manager. Source manager vector. Yeah. Why am I passing PP here? Oh, I just removed the whole PP thing. Yeah, instead of PP you have to pass the source manager. Clang front end. That probably has the source manager. Again, candidate constructor not viable. First argument, const clang source manager would lose const qualifier. No. Oh, this is where it is being called. To be in the same point as a second ago. That's here. Yeah, so this cannot be const now. Again. This is so annoying. Yay. Debug token. It's not defined the print on for that. Mm-hmm. Shit. Okay, so I guess I learned something new. If a type is aliased, then it will not. Then ADL does not look in that namespace where you alias it. It's just you have to define the function in the actual namespace where the type comes from. In this case, LLVM. Not my code. So if, in case you're compiling your programs with clang, just saying, you can ignore it, but hey, it's not my business. And of my call log, my 2000 lines call log. I got only one. I'm better than LLVM. I only got one. Okay, yeah, so I was going to print a token here. Not that easy. Yeah, so step one, we look up the kind. It's like token kind, talk in namespace, clang comments, only namespaces. Well, let's use auto. So I want to find kind, get kind from the token. And then I'm probably I was going to do a switch, but I'm not only using two of them. The sadness of this switch. Maybe a default, so crash or something. Good night, man. It must be like 7 a.m. than where you are now. Oh my god. Even I don't go to bed that late. I seriously doubt that we have commands. How do you pronounce it? There's no command in C++. No verbatim blocks either. We only have this. Right? Right. So I'm gonna switch on. Oops. A F or but that oh yeah, there we are. Token kind in talk. We'll just call it talk and clang comments. Gonna talk using namespace clang comments. New line, text. These should be columns. And the last one is then say default, just in case, and or whatever, to avoid a compile warning, right? Now we do something and then we break, I think. And then just return here. I mean, you could do return here, but break looks better and we return anyway. So here we write like, yeah, well, I don't know, talk into file. Well, that is the kind, but is there anything else to say? Maybe there is something else to say, but let's just remove token and print even more. So now I'm printing the kind. Yeah, well, why not? New line. Break. Text. No, I was not going to do that. Let's just print the text, like quotes, between quotes, text. So in this case, then we need to get text from token. And I do want to print a location as well, probably. So let's begin with that. Maybe can always fix the order and the layout afterwards. For now, I'm just going to collect the data that I want to print. There it is, a get location here. That's what I want. There's also an end location, but no, this is just the length. Yeah, I don't need that then. Get length. We need a get length. Get text, maybe even better. Get text, okay. So if it is text, then talk text, then we can call get text. Form text token, yeah, that's it. The rest is for other stuff like unknown commands. And I said we don't have that. So just get text, that's it. Get text. Don't need to get length then? Or do I? Maybe text is not the whole thing. So the length is larger than the length of the text. So get location and get text and maybe get length. Oh, I already print quotes for the get text, because it was a string ref, and I already write quotes for that. And then the default, yeah, unknown or something. I doubt the print source location is working here. I wish it did. This is token, print on. Why would they not have a print source location? I have a source manager. Guess I'll just use this. Clang comments exists. What am I doing wrong here? Oh no, I'm being stupid probably, but I don't see it. Using namespace, clang comments. Is that not a thing? Help. Token kind is defined in namespace talk, which is defined in namespace comments. As long as I have clang. Why am I in comments? What the hell is this? Holy moly. Token, this is the wrong token then? This is a token inside comments. I was talking about clang token. Struct token, that's my token. This is the real token. Okay, well, I've been printing the wrong token. Arg. Incredible arg. This is a weird dependency directive scanner. Yeah, so can I ignore that. But it is, oh, it's not in the namespace. Sorry, I missed this one. It's not in namespace clang either. This is the one. Ah, clang token, totally clean. The Lexer, yep. But we do have a kind. Token kind, but which token kind is this then? Apparently not from comments. There is a get kind. Well, this thing exists in clang, so let's just use using namespace clang then. Then we have the token kind. And we have a get kind, and we have and the identifier is literal, is annotation. Get location. At least we have a get location. And a get length. There is of course no get text. Get name. It's probably what I need to know use here. No, that's the name of the kind. Although you probably want to print it that way. Could print it. Could have printed it that way. Arg. This is all bullshit because we have been looking at the wrong token kind. That we did have a get location. And I'm in what? The token, that's the real token that we're talking about. The location, and we have here the kind of the token. So if this is the correct way to code, then LLMs will never get there because they only predict the next token. And as you can see, I seldom print the two characters on the same line after another. Just hop all over the place, inserting new words. Yeah, I have to find the real token kind. And this is not it. That could be it. Enum token kind, unsigned char. Oh boy. Defined by token kind devs. That is very annoying. Dev. PP keyword kind. Object C keyword kind. Notable identifier kind. I think I'm just gonna call this on the token kind. Forget the switch for now. So kind of something. Well, that's what I did anyway here. And then what was it called? Get token name. Yeah, we can print that. I forgot already how that works. Switch. Let's remove the whole switch. It's simply a pass the token kind, and that's it. I think. But what namespace is this thing in? Probably in clang, so that should work. Or not. Incomplete type, clang token. Finally, I thought I would never complain about that. Okay, I give up. Where the hell is the thing defined? Isn't it just this? Of course it's defined in the same thing as where the token is defined. Which was hard to find to begin with. Well, let's just look at the header name. Yeah, now I found it. And that's also what I want to have, or what I wanted to find, the name of the header. There's another thing I have to fix. Concepts. How do I get this thing to check out the repository again? I can avoid. It doesn't do it automatically. So I do now make CW format. It's going to not compile. I hope. I mean, predict. Damn it, it compiles. Why? Well, it shouldn't have. At the very least, we totally do not have re-downloaded this thing to the buff2 string. So it's missing that include here. Okay, I cannot remember it, but I thought that if maybe, you know, I don't know, if I remove done here. Yeah, looks good. It's doing something, right? There should be debug output about it. Fetching latest from remote origin. Master is updated. So that worked. And then now we have here, yep, we have the include now. But yeah, it's already compiled anyway. And now we can't find the buff2 string.h. What? It's trying to compile without debugging. Interesting. It should be included there then. But yeah, of course, we wanted to compile with debugging. So where that suddenly went? And there's the debugging back. No, it's not. Well, actually it is, but we have all kinds of others. Really weird. Unidentified, what? Undeclared identifier source location. Did you mean clang? So no, I didn't. Is this compiled without debug? Yep, it's again compiled without debug. Really strange. Why? So if I run configure, it should at the very least tell me that debugging is turned off. Debug on. WD on, especially this one then. Maybe it fixed itself. Yep, it fixed itself. You have to run configure twice on a row for some reason. After updating libcwd, the first time you run configure, it won't find it. Apparently, it's I don't like it at all. It feels broken. The next live I'll fix it. Let's core dump. Assertion, invalid source location offset or bad function choice failed. Print to string, not working. Maybe it simply doesn't work for a macro. Oh, that looks like junk. I would say the whole source location here is uninitialized. Because this I don't believe this. Begin. Yeah, it's just a nonsense. So source range is not defined, not initialized, I mean. Or that it would be the member of this class, so this class itself isn't. Source range. Source range. Data. Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna say that this 30 is correct actually. So can I print also the value of this? Nope, that's not it. And this is nonsense. So how do we get from 30 and 64 to these values? think this is nonsense. Probably storing a reference to this temporary thing here and then use it afterwards. But then these are also wrong. Interesting that the compiler did not warn about it. In this case, we are calling print source range with a correct clang source range, but we're passing it by value, so we make a copy to this thing. And then I create a temporary print source range object. Oh my god, no. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's horrible. But okay, indeed. Then the parameter is passed as a const reference, from which we create a source range, which stores that as a reference as well. Mostly this one then. Okay, that this one is temporary is maybe not a problem. So this thing is temporary, so this is temporary, but it still exists at the moment that we call this. So the source manager that is passed here is stored in the object, and then we call the operator parentheses on it, and that immediately uses that, which is then passed to the constructor of the source range. So then the source manager is stored here, but the source range is passed back by value. So the problem is that this is a reference to that argument. That won't work. Now, if I'm assuming that we're trying to print something, so I might as well just pass a const reference. That would work. I think I even did that for the token wrong then. For this location, it's not a problem because it's stored by value, because it's so small. But yeah, this one I better pass as a const reference, which then should have a longer lifetime than the whole printing business. So while printing, the def range must exist. Well, obviously that is the case. It's just def range. We have a def range, we try to print it. So now I'm storing a reference to this object, which is not destructed before we finish printing. Still can't go to bed. Does this program not know how late it is? Pos equals. Oh, actually, it's perfect. It's perfect. It works. Yay! I can go to bed. It's complaining about the fact that this hash here is not white space. Gaps should be all white space. It's not, because, well, for one thing, I'm not processing the include. Here we have something weird. My foo is just dumped there. Looks like written to standard out. See standard out. Standard C out. I really should be sleeping, but and not wake up probably to ever recover from this. It's gonna be a huge, yeah. Not that huge actually. Could it be that one? It has to be that one. It's like the only one. Oh, we're still testing stuff there. Please let it compile. And I don't have a GAR. Print GAR source range. We don't have it yet. It's basically just a source range with one boolean. They never heard of inheritance, apparently. It's either a token range or a character range. It can also be valid or invalid. What the hell is a token range? Then true if the end of this range specifies the start of the last token. Then false if the end of this range specifies the last character in the range. Yeah, well, okay. I don't know what that is yet. It presents a character granular source range. The underlying source range can either specify the start ending character of the range, starting and ending character of the range, or it can specify the start of the range and the start of the last token of the range. Okay, a token range. The token range. In the token range case, the size of the last token must be measured to determine the actual end of the range. Wow. So rude. So that's basically a lot of work to print it. Let's fix it another day. Print it like that so I can recognize it. Is het alpha bool? Of is het bool alpha? I have no clue. You don't have a clue. It is a bool alpha. So the opposite of alpha 0. That it starts with alpha all the time. I don't know how to write alpha anymore. Okay, alpha, yes. And here's another alpha bullshit. Bool alpha. I can't print that. Oh, no, suddenly we need to print the optional file entry ref. Click. No, seriously.